Hey you guys, thank you so much for tuning into Mom with me. If you hear me whispering again, Noah is sleeping right there. Don't mind my face, it's alright. I did a mask, I was messing with my face. And don't mind the background. This video was not planned. I said to myself, I haven't filmed in a week and a half. I'm gonna do, traveling with a toddler, blah blah blah. And I was taking a shower and I was like, no, I'm not gonna film that. I had a really tough day today, and there's gonna be crying in this video, just letting you know right off the bat. I just figured maybe some moms out there can relate to the breakdown that I had today. And I just want to talk a little bit about it just to get it off my chest. I mean, I talked to Fernando about everything, but it's nice when other people can relate, or other moms can relate, because they go through the same thing that you go through. So I don't know, I just figured this would be comforting for any other mom in my position. I always, ever since I got back to work, it was the hardest thing that I've ever had to do, was leaving him. And it hurts me every day. I have really long days. My days start at 5:30 in the morning, and when I leave in the morning, for the most part, he's sleeping, the baby. And then when I get home, or when I get to the sitter, it's pretty late in the night. Well, not really late, but it's about 6:30. And sometimes if he doesn't nap, if he doesn't take a later nap, he falls asleep on the way home. Or sometimes he'll stay up on the drive, and then when we get home, I have to cook and I have stuff to do, and then by the time I look at it, it's time to give him something to eat, time to take him a bath. And then he knows that after the bath, I nurse him to sleep. It's just night time, he knows. So basically, I don't spend any time with him. I treasure my weekends. Saturday mornings, I look forward to that. And so I try to be strong. I'm gonna do a whole video on postpartum depression, because I don't think my breakdown today had anything to do with postpartum depression, but I still feel like some of the depression still lingers, and there's little things here and there that can trigger it. So I'm gonna do a whole video on that. But basically, I just want to come on here and talk about mom guilt. I have the only mom guilt today. So I just told you a little bit about what my entire day is like, and it's hard. It's hard to be working all day and feeling like you're missing out on your child's life. And I stayed at home with him for almost 7 months, and then I started working. And like I said, it was the hardest thing that I ever did. And to be honest, anytime I break down like this and I tell Fernando, he's always like, well, stay home then. It's gonna be hard. I'm gonna have to bust my ass and blah, blah, blah. But, I understand where you're coming from, and I just want you to be happy. And I love him for that. But he was holding down the fort when I went on bed rest, and we had just moved into an apartment, and it wasn't the cheapest of apartments, let me tell you. It was a bit pricey, and he was holding down all the bills by himself, and I felt so bad. And so I would never put him in that position again, unless we can really, not where we can really afford it, because like I said, I could be a stay-at-home mom now if I wanted to, but I don't want to put that stress on his shoulders, because he has so much going on already, as the head of the household. You know, he just, you know, he holds things down the way he's supposed to, but you know, I don't want to add that extra burden to him, you know. So this is bothering the shit out of me. Okay. So I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm all over the place. This video is gonna be all over the place, but basically it's just me, like okay, so I try to, you know, every time I think about this every day, you know, I think about not spending so much time with Noah, and you know, our nights are crazy, our mornings are a little smoother, but our nights are crazy. Like I said, sometimes he doesn't take that later nap during the day, and then it sucks because then it just throws everything off out of whack, you know. This morning, like I said, I try to maintain, like, I try to be strong because I know why I'm doing it, you know, I know why I'm working, and I know he's in good hands. I love his babysitter, you know, like, I have no concerns there, but it's just like I wish I was with my son all day, you know. So every day is hard for me, but I try not to think about it. I try to go about my day and do what I gotta do. Literally, you can ask my mom and my sister, literally at 5:30 when I get out, I run out of that door. Like, if I forget something, I leave it. I don't even come back in and get what I gotta get and then leave. No, like, it's staying until tomorrow because I just rush, like, to go get him because I just miss him so much. So this morning, I honestly don't know what triggered it. I just know that I was sitting at my desk and I started bawling, crying because I just miss him so much. And I hate that I have to work. And I know that every mom that works hates that. They have to leave their kids, and it just sucks. It sucks. And it's okay. I didn't want to come on here just to cry for you into a show. It's not about that. This is just, I wanted to film this because, like I said, and I've mentioned it before on my channel, I want my channel to be real. Like, I want to show real emotions. If I'm filming in a damn bathroom, like, because I can see him right there, you know, like, it's not always perfect. And mom life is not perfect at all. Obviously, he's the most perfect partner of all this, but it's hard. There's hard times, and you go through this mom guilt, and sometimes you feel like, oh, I'm so silly for crying about this, or I'm so silly for feeling this emotion, but you're not alone. There's other moms that go through the same thing. And I just feel like I haven't really run into on YouTube a lot of pages where I see this, like, raw emotion, you know, like, show me that you're just like me kind of thing, you know, like, show me that I can relate in a way where, like, I don't feel stupid because my life is not put together 24/7. I'm not always in makeup and in fancy clothes every day, or I don't have the best routine. I don't have a routine with him, and sometimes I feel like a shit mom for that because I feel like maybe I need to be a little bit more organized. But then at the end of the day, I'm like, fuck that. No, like, I choose my life, and this is what works for us, because not everybody's life is different. Not everybody's parenting skills are different. Are the same. Not everybody's schedule is the same, you know. So there are some moms that can be like that, you know, and more power to you. But this is my life, and this is what I'm trying to show, that, you know, it's not always perfect and good and dandy. And that's why I said, you know what, I'm just gonna film, you know, this very raw video, you know, and just showing my emotions and just talking about how my day was, because I know that there's other moms out there that are going through the same. So it was a tough day for me, a tough morning, and every time I think about it, I break down and cry, because it's kind of one of those things where you have to let it out. Like, you cannot. And my problem is that I keep everything inside. And yeah, I talk to Fernando, you know, about stuff, but I know he has a lot going on. So there's some times where I keep things to myself, you know, just to not bring more, you know, like, because he's so like, something's wrong, let me help you, you know, like like it's our problem. It's not just your problem. You know what I mean? Like, he's so affectionate and caring, and I just feel like, you know, I can handle it on my own, but I keep everything inside so much that when, like, you know, when they tell you when you get mad at something and you just hold it in and you're like a ticking time bomb, is like tick, 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 and then boom, and then you just explode and you go off and you go crazy. But this is just like more on the emotional side, where I hold everything inside and then just out of nowhere, like, I just break down. Like, I literally break down. So because this morning I was at work, and like I said, I was bawling my eyes out, but you know, like, I really couldn't full blown like let it out, excuse me. So like throughout the day, every time I think about it, I just cry. So I just feel like I need to cry like somebody stole my puppy, and get it out of my system so that I can just keep going with my days, you know. But it's hard. It's really hard to be a working mom. It was hard to be a stay-at-home mom. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. And I can't even say that one job is easier than the other, because neither is, you know. When you're a stay-at-home mom, I don't like to say that you're working, because really, I mean, you're being a parent. That's not, to me, being a parent is not a job, you know. But it's like your work is never done. Meaning, like, it's either you're cleaning or watching the baby or cooking or, you know, whatever, you know, washing clothes. So it's like, I know both sides of the spectrum. Do you know what I mean? And I used to complain to Fernando all the time, like, oh, I'm just locked in here. But it was just because at that time we had just one car. So he would take the car and I felt like stuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I had another car, then it wouldn't bother me so much because I could just move around. But I felt so stuck, you know? So I would be like, oh, I just want to get out of here. So ever since I started working, I'm just like, I love my job, don't get me wrong. But, you know, obviously your child is always going to come first before anything. So it's so hard. It's so hard. But I try to look at the bigger picture. I love when I go to the sitter's house and he looks at me, he's like, mommy, and then he smiles. And, you know, like, there's some days that I say, fuck cooking. Forget cleaning, forget whatever the hell I have planned to do when I came home, because when I see him, it's just like, I just want to spend all the time in the world with him. There's sometimes I come home and I don't cook, you know. If I have to wash clothes, I don't wash clothes. I just literally sit on my living room floor with him and I play. I just play with him and I sing with him, and I just wish I could do that every day. It fucking sucks. It really does. It just makes me appreciate the time with him that much more, you know. Like, I missed when we would wake up in the mornings and I was the first person that he saw. And I love when, like, if he goes to bed early the night before, he gets up early. He gets up like before I leave, and I love it because his face is so cute. Like, when he's like, oh my, and it breaks my heart. When Fernando calls me and he tells me that sometimes, like, the baby will wake up and he'll look around, like, looking for me. So, like, I try to leave, like, the bathroom door open, the closet door open, so he doesn't think like I'm in those rooms. I honestly give it to those moms that go back to work after 2 months, because I'm telling you that you would have to drag me back into my job. Like, I would quit. I wouldn't work, because literally, like, the plan was that I was gonna stay with Noah for a year and then go to work. But then a job opportunity popped up and I took it. It's kind of a job that I really wanted and I've been wanting. So I took it, and it was an opportunity to help Fernando, you know, and help us progress in life and, you know, get to where we wanted to get to faster. I took the job. But that was after 7 months. Like, I was home for some time, and then literally, like, I want to say when he was 2 months, I was thinking about it. And I was like, oh my God, like, what if I really had to go back to work now, you know? And I would cry. I would cry like if I was gonna go to work the next day. Like, I would cry so bad, but like, cry because I couldn't do it. I could not do it. Like, it just, it would paralyze me. And I would be so, like, my anxiety would be through the roof. So I wouldn't even think about it. So, you know, at first, like, I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be here. And then literally me getting the job was so fast. Like, my mom told me on a Thursday, oh hey, there's this position, whatever. And I literally started that Monday. So I think part of why, like, and I'll mention this in my postpartum video, part of why my postpartum progressed, my postpartum depression progressed, and part of why, like, my anxiety got so bad was that, like, I had no time to not say goodbye, but like I had no time to prepare. I had no time, like, to let me spend my last moments with him, you know. Like, I had like no time for nothing. Like, not even to think about anything. So it was so hard. But like, going back to what I was saying, that like when Fernando calls me, he tells me like, oh, he gets up and he looks for you, like, it literally breaks my heart. It breaks my heart in pieces. Like, I know he's not gonna remember none of this, but I'm gonna feel guilty every time. Like, I wish I could read to him a book every night, you know. I wish that I could be home doing arts and crafts with him, you know. I wish that I could teach him more than what I'm teaching him, and sometimes I feel like I don't do enough. And sometimes I feel like I'm not a good enough mom, you know. But I've been so fortunate that I haven't really missed like big things in his life. For example, he crawled with me on the weekend, you know. It wasn't like he was at the sitter when he first crawled, you know. When he first started taking steps, it was home. Like, it wasn't at the sitter, you know. I experienced a lot of the firsts with him, you know. So in that aspect, I'm so blessed. I think, like, I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, and I know that God is like, I know you going through it, so I'm gonna look out for you. Or at least that's what I feel. I just want to come out here and not complain and not be a crybaby, but show you guys that, you know, it's not always, hey guys, welcome to Mom with me, I'm having the greatest day ever, you know. Like, there's days that I break down and I'm not perfect, and as much as I try to be the best that I can be for him and for me, you know, like, there are tough days, you know. There are days, and you're gonna have days all the time where you're gonna break down. Like, I went through the baby blues in the beginning where I was freaking crying about everything. Like, I would look at him and be so scared about, like, you know, the world out there and what they're gonna do to him, and like I would cry and, like, you know, I would bawl over the stupidest things, and I still kind of do sometimes. It's okay to break down. I just want to come on here and tell you guys it's okay to break down. It's okay to let your emotions out. It's good to have a person that can just listen to you, because that's what you need sometimes. It's just a person to listen, not to say anything, not to comment, not to give any advice, just to listen to you so you can let it all out. And if you have a person like that, if you have a person like that, whether it's your spouse, your parent, your sibling, your best friend, whoever, just, you know, let it out. Don't feel like a burden. And Fernando tells me all the time, like, you can talk to me, you can tell me things, and it's just like, I still find it hard to tell him sometimes, but it's just my own silliness. It has nothing to do with him, because he's always there to listen, you know, and I'm so grateful for him, because he makes my days easier sometimes, you know, when he can, because he's another one that works all day too, and I'm sure that it kills him too, you know. He gets his mornings with him, because, and not even all the time, because sometimes the baby will be sleeping like all the way up until he gets to the sitter, and even when he leaves, the baby will still be sleeping. But there's some mornings that he'll get up so he gets to interact with him, you know. So like, the mornings are his, and then like the afternoons are mine, but then it's the same thing. Like, sometimes he's sleeping in the afternoon. So just really wanted to come on here and just give you guys some realness because, you know, I've done a lot of videos where it's just, you know, prepared and staged almost, you know, and I want to do vlogs, but I don't have a vlogging camera and I don't have so much space on my phone. So I don't know, maybe I'll vlog like what my morning is like, maybe I'll vlog what my afternoon is like when I go home with the baby, or maybe I'll vlog like a Saturday or something, just so you guys can see what it's like. If you guys like vlogs, let me know and I'll be more than happy to do it. Just leave a comment down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you've gone through what I'm going through, you know, give it a thumbs up just so I know that I'm not alone. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen to me relieve some weight off of my shoulders. You know, it's just like I'm always carrying this around like, oh, like I'm always working so much. And it's not even that, it's also the fact that it takes me almost an hour to get home, which usually would be like a 20-25 minute ride. It's literally an hour. So that's what kills it for me, because if I got a little bit earlier to beat that afternoon traffic, it wouldn't be so bad. And I noticed that, like, thankfully Fridays I get out early, but I noticed that if I ever leave work earlier, like, my afternoons aren't so bad, because if he does take a nap like around 4, or not even 4, I just still have more time to spend with him before he like goes down for the night. So I do want to do traveling with a toddler, and I also want to film my postpartum depression video. That video is going to be another long one. It's going to be just like the breastfeeding journey. But I know that that's another thing that a lot of moms can relate to. So guys, don't mind my Rudolph nose. I'm sorry this wasn't entertaining enough, but I hope that I got through to somebody, and I got through to any moms out there that feel like they're alone and that they have to be so strong that they can't, you know, they have to be this brick wall and they can't show any emotion. Like, no, let it out. Cry it out. You'll feel so much better afterwards. And then just hug your baby so tight and give him kisses. And, you know, I just know that I'm gonna have him forever. So and I know that it's not always gonna be like this. You know, I know that he's gonna get to a point where he's gonna want to stay up with mommy all night, you know. But it's just like right now it's just so hard because he's so little. But again, for the 17th time, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Good night.